Well, good morning everybody. Live this morning on Facebook from a garden in the rain. If you're watching this, please say good morning and let me know that you are out there and watching. It is slightly damp out here this morning, I won't lie, but I thought I'd come out here anyway for reasons which may or may not become clear as we go. This is my tree house, by the way. What do you think of my, well, it's not my tree house, it's a florist tree house that I built for last summer. So yeah, there it is. But anyway, if you are watching, please say good morning so that I know that you're there and I'm not sat out here in the rain for no good reason. But I just wanted to share with you something this morning, which is my trusty friend here, my hatchet, which I sometimes use for cutting up wood for our wood burner, but as you can see it is not very sharp at all. Byron says good morning. It's not very sharp at all, and I'm pretty kind of useless at using it, to be honest. I could really do with a better axe to be able to use, and yeah, it's just not particularly brilliant. So if you are out there and you've got an axe sharpener, you can come and sharpen it for me. But even an axe like this, like the thing that often makes, when you're using tools, you know, what is the phrase, a bad workman always blames his tools. I think that often the issue is not often with the tools that we use, but the person that's using them. And yeah, I know, certainly know that's the case. Like I often think that I'm quite good at DIY, but then I try and do things to find out I'm not actually as good as I think I am. And I often blame the tools that I'm using, when actually the fault of it actually lies with me. But even an axe like this is obviously better in the hands of somebody rather than being left by itself. And I was just really reminded of this verse in Isaiah the other day, which I just think was beautiful. Isaiah 10 verse 15, it says, does the axe raise, I'm just kind of like preaching with the axe. Should bring that on Sunday sometime when we get back to normal. Does the axe raise itself above him who swings it, or the saw boast against him who uses it? As if a rod were to wield him who lifts it up, or a club brandish him who is not the wood. And yeah, the point being, what does Byron say? Just clean it, bro, and buy a stone for £5. Yeah, I should probably do that. But yeah, does the axe not raise himself above him who swings it, or the sword boast against him who uses it? As if a rod were to wield him who lifts it up, or a club brandish him who is not the wood. You know, basically the passage saying, you know, and talking about Israel presumably, that they've tried to almost act as if they're like an axe being wielding themselves without letting God hold the handle. Or like a rod trying to like hold itself without God holding onto the handle. And we all know that even tools, even bad tools in the hands of people that don't know how to use them, are better off than tools being left to themselves without being able to do anything. And I just think during this time in lockdown, we need to somehow get back to being in the hands of the Father, and even bad tools in his hands can do more amazing and extraordinary things. But I think actually that's quite difficult for us. I think for lots of us, we've been living in this culture for so long that really prizes our own individualism, really prizes our own sort of self-made, man-made human efforts. And it feels like everything around us is just kind of shaped and driven towards that end, and almost created for us to turn and look in on ourselves. You know, I was just thinking this morning about social media, and obviously you're on social media right now, but you know, it's almost this format that basically the way that they make money is by harvesting your data about stuff that you are. Well, Byron says he's lost connection. Hopefully it's because I'm not out here in the garden. But yeah, the way that social media makes money is basically by harvesting your data, you know, and so every kind of interaction that you make, you know, they say that on that Facebook will know that somebody is pregnant before they even tell their own mother, because the algorithms have already worked it out. Like, they know everything about you, and they use that information to basically feed you stuff feed you marketing that just kind of creates like a wall of mirrors around you to kind of turn you in on yourself and keep you isolated from the real world outside yourself. And the reason why it's so addictive is because they make it like that, because then if they can keep you isolated, they make more money by harvesting more data. And the whole thing is incredibly manipulative at a deep psychological level. It's incredibly manipulative. I can never pronounce words at this time in the morning. At a deep psychological level, it's incredibly manipulative, and it just wants to turn ourselves in on ourselves. But we have to, in this time in lockdown, you know, I've been saying this last couple of days, but almost think of it as a time of fasting, where we're weaning ourselves off some of the things that have kind of held us as idols before, and getting back so that we can become tools in the hands of the Father, and not striking it out ourselves on our own. Yeah, Steve says, hacks people with an axe, like some 80s. Oh, it's all right, you're on the other side of the screen. I can't touch you from here, Steve, don't worry. But yeah, I just, in some ways it's quite nice just being out here in the garden with my axe and being with nature. Before I put this live stream on, I was just kind of sat here in the silence, just listening to the rain and just reflecting on how beautiful it is to be outside and to be away from some of the things that normally distract us in life. It's just nice to be outside in nature, just with the presence of the Lord. And not worrying about anything else. And I think maybe that's kind of what it is that we need to just be doing in this time, just be spending time in his presence and you know, getting back into his hands, so that we can be tools that he can use for his good and for his good and for his glory. So just encourage you guys, go and spend some time just turning off social media, turning off your devices, turning off all the distractions that surround you, and spend some time in his presence and get back into his hands, because we want to be tools in this time, tools for justice, tools that are going to make a difference in society, tools that are going to release people from being prisoners to the darkness, tools that are going to bring people into freedom, into life-giving freedom. But we can't do that unless we place ourselves in the hands of the Father. So we've just got to kind of do that in this time and release ourselves from some of that just stuff that holds us down in this sense of almost self-absorption, and humble ourselves by giving ourselves into his hands. So yeah, that's it from me this morning, really. I just wanted to encourage you to do that. You know, even rusted, terrible tools like this axe can do great things in the hands of somebody that knows how to use them, not me. And you can too, in the hands of the Father, achieve great and amazing things for the kingdom. But you've got to spend a bit of time just giving up some of the other things that you've been allowing to take hold of you in your life, and put yourself securely in the hands of the Father. So that's it from me, guys. Have an awesome day. I'll be praying that you are blessed wherever you go, whatever you do today. Go out there, spend some time with Jesus, and just have a great day. And I will see you later. Bye for now.